After Rigathi Gachagua being attacked on different rallies very much, he first visited the Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, and Kanja came out to say that he's going to work on it. Yesterday, Rigathi Gachagua went back and Kanja hid himself in the toilet. And even the Deputy Inspector General of Police said they didn't have answers to what happened to Rigathi Gachagua in different churches. In fact, here's a tape when Rigathi Gachagua was talking about the meeting.
As you have been told, we are here to see the IG. He is the one who gave the appointment. And shortly before we arrived, he took off to avoid this meeting and appointed to delegate the junior officer to talk to us. We have declined. Of this matter, the attack on the places of worship is an act of terror. We cannot discuss with any other officer other than the IG himself, because he bears the greatest responsibility over security in our country. This meeting was scheduled by him. He did not even have the courtesy to tell us he will not be there, but he was instructed to take off shortly before we arrived. We have information from inside the police service that these investigations are complete. The 12 police officers who attacked us have been identified. They have been positively located, that they are the ones who are in Witima. They have been located at the house of the local member of parliament where they took lunch after the attack. We also have information that the police actually want to prosecute these people, but William Ruto and Kipchumba Murkomen are insisting on a cover-up, that these people should not face the law. This is very sad, and as my colleagues have said, we'll be back on Friday, and these people must face the law, and Kenyans will demand that they face the law. This is just the beginning now of pressure from the Kenyan people, because if we allow this impunity ahead of the general elections next year, there could be anarchy in this country. I think we must bring order, and the IG and the people under him must be held to account by the people of Kenya. And the police themselves are complaining about harassment and being ordered to do wrong things. They are really complaining that they find it very unprofessional to be accompanying goons to attack Kenyans. They find it very unprofessional that they are being forced to attack civilians in meetings when they have not been provoked, as happened yesterday in Kengela. In Nakuru, the police are telling us they were not given instructions to put a roadblock to stop us from going to Nakuru by the IG or the two deputy IGs. There are new directives outside the police command structure. It is Murkomen who had called the Nakuru police outside the chain of command to attack, to erect a roadblock to stop us from going to Nakuru. Effectively, the National Police Service is no longer independent. The CS is supposed to interact with the police on policy matters only, not on operations. But Murkomen has taken over police operations, and he is even calling counter commanders and regional commanders outside the established command structure within the National Police Service. When a roadblock was elected in Ivasha, the police headquarters here was not even aware. It has only come now to the fore that it is the CS Interior who is giving instructions directly to the police. And actually the police are asking that they be helped, they be protected from the excesses of Kipchumba Murkomen and PS Remodomoro, who have taken over police operations, and they are giving instructions for police to deal with the dirty political matters outside the established chain of command within the National Police Service. So IG KANJA will be back on Friday, and will come. We'll have a conversation, because you must tell the people of Kenya, if you have lost control of the National Police Service, if Kipchumba Murkomen and Remodomoro have taken over police operations, then you have no business being in office. Kipchumba had better come here in Jogo House and sit here, and Remote can sit at the Vigilance House and run the police service from there. But otherwise, what is happening is unfortunate, but in the fullness of time, I think these matters will be addressed. The people of Kenya cannot be intimidated. The people of Kenya have a right, constitutional right, to assemble, to associate, to choose whatever political formation they want, and it cannot be the police who are charged with the responsibility of maintaining law and order are the ones that are breaking the law. It cannot be that police who are supposed to protect Kenyans from being injured by anybody are the ones who are injuring the people of Kenya. It cannot be that guns and ammunition meant to protect the people, bought by the taxpayers' money, the same guns and ammunition are being used against the people of Kenya, who are unarmed, who are civilians, and in very unprovoked circumstances. So thank you.
That is Rigathi Gachagua. So I clearly see that in the security system there are some parallel security officers who want to settle political scores, who want to fight Rigathi Gachagua so that he cannot move outside the mountain Kenya. Because every time a person attacks you in your stronghold, when you cannot fight back, it is a problem. Imagine, could you attack Raila Amolo Odinga in Nyanza even if you have the police? Of course not. So that is what Riamuto wanted to maintain Rigathi Gachagua in the mountain, and also make it even hard, even in the mountain, for him not to make rallies. And to some extent, they had gotten some success until Rigathi Gachagua is now coming out boldly to fight it off. Remember when he was in Nakuru, a roadblock was put in the road not to reach Nakuru, and I'm starting to see the boldness of Rigathi Gachagua. When Rigathi Gachagua starts to engage this IG, even if they don't, I may not be so sure that they don't know who attacks Rigathi Gachagua, because normally people who attack Rigathi Gachagua have guns in plainclothes and have guns and tear gas in plainclothes men. Intelligence can know who they are, but they want to set up political scores. So maybe the Inspector General of Police knows the people doing it. They may not be in the command of police, so he cannot come out to tell Rigathi Gachagua officially. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the meeting which failed between Rigathi Gachagua and the police inspector and the Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja. What means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, Douglas Kanja is a neighbor of Rigathi Gachagua. In fact, when they attacked Rigathi Gachagua came out to call Douglas Kanja and told him off that, how come, what if I was killed, would you come to my burial site and speak? They come from the same community. By the way, not even the same community, but the same county, Nyeri. And that is in the same village. And it is the truth. For Douglas Kanja to run away, maybe he doesn't have answers, because William Ruto, the person who promised us an independent police when he was campaigning, is the same person using rogue elements to settle political scores to contain Rigathi Gachagua from campaigning. What is the difference between what happened when William Ruto was speaking against those issues and what he's doing right now? In fact, Rigathi Gachagua even came out to say that amidst all those things, even removed drinking water from Gachagua in their village, from the Inspector General of Police from their village. In fact, he said these statements. Okay,
we tigaro na andu amwe nao haha weli kon ndora gigore ndungirokire guthika we to tukiri neighbor mucia mugunda akwa mbirire na wake we are neighbors o andu andi muheaga mai ma borehole ndi muheaga mai makwa ni ndi ndirarengire ndahuru ndigo cia kumuhe mai riu ri ona ndu urandoragira mugunda akanjira mbembe ciaku hiana ona mburi ciaku hiana ona ngimuria we Kanja we Douglas ri kone ndo wagiru kanira-ini ni thigari utongoragia ri ni ungirokire guthika agiconoka kirora ri ndaragia ni thigari cingi ciaragia ungita hau macengeria hura wa bebe hau kanua timu komeni ubangite uhoro uyu ngimwira okay angiko timu komeni ni no agikira ngimuria thigari nigetha ngari birithi ngari ciume buruburu na ciume makandarari ni wa authorize agikira gutiro hata kwaria. That is
Rigathi Gachagua. The reason as to why I like Rigathi Gachagua is that if he doesn't like you, doesn't pretend. And the problem is finding. Even when he's doing his alliances, he'll tell you that Mount Kenya has very many votes. It will work in coalition with this tribe and etc. Others, they do the same things, but they speak different. Okay? What is the reason? Why did William Ruto pick a running mate from the mountain? Because he knows the mountain has votes. Why didn't he pick a Swahili or a Mijikenda? He's also a tribalist. The difference between William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua that Rigathi Gachagua says it as is. So for Douglas Kanja to hide, he may not have the answers of what happened to Rigathi Gachagua. And I think Rigathi Gachagua should embolden. The only thing that made Raila Amolo Odinga one of the greatest content of presidency, you couldn't scare him. Even where situations are hostile, you go there and you abuse, you stone his car and come back. So Rigathi Gachagua should maintain the thick skin. It is the truth. Rigathi Gachagua went on in the rally to portray himself as a person who is ready to take on William Ruto to dismantle his presidency. And I also agree. In fact, he said these statements.
Mimi Kasongo na kuheshimu lakini sikuogopi. Wewe ulinifukuza kazi ukasema niende wa Munyoro. Ukadanganywa na Ichongwa ati nitasaulika baada ya wiki 3. Sasa ni mwaka moja unusu. Sasa Rigiji ako na umaarufu kuliko siku alikuwa kazini kama deputy president. Harambe! Na Kasongo, mimi nilikusaidia ukakuwa rais. Kweli ama uongo? Mimi Rigiji nilikusaidia ukakuwa rais. Ndio nitapanga nisaidiane na Wakenya, tutakupeleka nyumbani asubuhi mapema. Na mimi niseme kazi ya kujenga ni ngumu kuliko ya kubomoa. Si ndio? Kazi ya kujenga ni ngumu kuliko. Mimi ndio nilijenga huyu Kasongo, mimi ndio nitasaidia kubomoa. Tubomoe tusibomoe? Tubomoe tusibomoe? Wangapi wanasema tubomoe, 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 tubomoe? Harambe! Harambe! Munapenda Kalonzo Musyoka? Our cousin.
That is Rigathi Gachagua. So for me, all hopes of those people who want change are in Rigathi Gachagua. And I laugh at some people come out to say that ever since the president went away from Mountain Kenya to spend 20 years. Who's telling you? I've followed the politics in Kenya for a very long period of time. The Mountain Kenya people know how to play politics. The deputy president is with the Mountain Kenya, but also the opposition is controlled by the Mountain Kenya. Even in 2007, the president was Kikuyu, the leader of opposition after election was Kikuyu Uhuru. 2013, it is the truth. Uhuru was the president, but those in the opposition, the Martha Karua ETS were in the opposition with Raila Amolo Odinga. So you clearly see that the Mountain Kenya knows how to subject itself in the opposition. I don't know if it is by plan or by circumstance to be in the government and also control the opposition. You cannot beat such people. But also, Rigathi Gachagua is the man to take William Ruto home if he plays his cards well with other opposition players. Of course, that's my opinion. My name is truly Mr. Makindi Kabir Sulaiman Magali. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.